You're listening to the Devil Dog Talk Show.
This show contains explicit material and is recommended for ages 18 and older for mature audiences only. But hey, it's the internet.
All right, everybody. All right. Let me just go ahead and say what's up. Happy Veterans Day weekend. Yes, happy Veterans Day weekend indeed. But first and foremost, happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps. Yet, and all of that good stuff. Let me tell you what, guys, I am super stoked about today's episodes. All right, well, today's segments, I should say, because two parts. We're introducing our full gambit of the Devil Dog Talk Show and ADAX ENT's list of current projects and upcoming projects. Yes, and much more. Let me tell you why. The two big reasons why I'm so excited is because not only are we really stepping confidently into this path that, I honestly firmly believe God has laid before us, and we're doing it together with the great team here at ADAX ENT. Throughout today's episode, we're going to be catching you up about two main guys that are involved right now. Two main guys. Just two main ones right now, though. But we got plenty. And listen to the list at the end of the show that we're going to be giving you guys to follow. Listen, liking, and sharing their stuff as well. Why? Because it's a community effort. All right, now, before I get off of this little area of this segment of the show, I just want to again say happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps. And I got something served up for you to follow this last bit of words here. So now, lastly, if you are a United States Marine, I want two things to happen right now. You got to turn up the volume on whatever it is you're listening to, because you're about to get so rock hard solid, even the bells and ringings, it's a ringing and it's a bell. The things are going off. Get ready, because right now, this song is dedicated to you. Happy birthday, Marines. Yut. Well, shit, bro. Yeah. So let's get into a bit of it. We've had you on the show before, and we're just gonna roll into it like we've been talking for an hour.
Right.
And we've had you on the show before, right? You've done a lot of things in the comedy space. You do a lot of things for veterans. You happen to be one, right? And yeah. So Erik Knowles today, we wanted to have a conversation with him a little bit about not only what he's got going on. I think you just did that festival out there in Austin. And that looked amazing. So we'll catch up a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about your new adventure with the podcasting world. So let's start with the Austin show, man. How did it go?
It was great. Yeah, it was the Austin Veteran Arts Comedy Festival. And yeah, I got to meet veterans from all over the country, make a bunch of cool connections. I'm probably going to have a lot of shows booked just from the connections I made there. And I think they were having a funniest comic, or no, funny. What do they call it? America's Funniest Veteran title that they were going to give away. So I'm still waiting to see what has happened with that. I'm hoping to get that title just because it's cool bragging rights. I can say I'm the funniest veteran.
Yeah. Get you your own shirt and like hat that says "I am the funniest veteran."
Yeah, I'm going to get a personalized license plate. There's not enough letters, so people are going to be like, Finistivit. What's a Finistivit?
Oh my God, that's badass, dude. So that was in Austin, and you guys knocked it out and had a good old time. What would you say was the biggest, of course, not just probably winning the funniest veteran, what would you say was the biggest thing that you experienced throughout that time?
Well, there was like this crazy story. They were saying that they were supposed to have this magician come in. I guess he's a veteran, and they spent like a lot of money on him to get this guy to come in. And then when he got there, like the day of the first performance, he like had an anxiety or PTSD attack, some kind of panic attack, and ended up in a VA hospital.
Well, that's never fucking fun.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, so that's just kind of, I guess that's one of the things we deal with when we have a bunch of veterans together. Yeah. We, because a lot of us aren't good with big crowds and, so maybe a magician isn't the best career path for that guy, but
right. No, it's a good thing to bring up because again, it's like, well, sometimes those days are going to happen and you're not in control of it, but it's nice to know that
that's what I was telling the people around me. Because a lot of them were like upset with him. Like, I can't believe he would do this, so unprofessional. And I'm like, dude, we're veterans and we all have a bad day. Like, and you never know when it's going to fucking happen. I mean, that was just my take on it.
No, I've had those days. I've had those times, where just no matter what you do, you're kind of fighting that uphill battle. No, that's a great talking point. As much as we want to always focus in on the positivity, but it's got to be in relationship to how do we pivot as a society and support those that are going through it right then and there. And you brought up a powerful point right there. It's like, yeah, sure, professionalism aside, people are going to have a hard day. And sometimes when we go out to these events, our hearts are in it and, with the best intentions, but then something happens, I mean, shit, I almost freaked the fuck out the other day in the dentist chair because I had to get my crown thing done, fit or whatever on my tooth. And then they burnt like some of the bone or whatever. It ground up and then it smelled like just burning human. And I was like, I need properi stat. And I know I didn't pronounce it right, but I need that properi right now. We need some smell good stat. Let's go. Oh my God.
It is kind of weird because as a lot of veterans, we like to kind of laugh at and poke fun at the idea of like mental health and safe spaces and, all of this snowflake stuff that we talk about. Yeah. But, some of that applies to us. I mean, we don't need safe spaces or like a cry room, but we do need to, oh man, what a liberal phrase I'm about to say, but we do need to hold space for people's feelings. Damn it.
You are the softest motherfucker in the room right now. Oh my God.
Yeah, delete that. I don't even mean it. No, bottle that shit up. Be a man.
No, fucking we're owning the space. We're real men. We own the fucking space that we hold safe space for people.
That's right.
No, but that goes into the whole, here's another fucking thing, extreme ownership. Oh my God. But it goes into that whole full accountability of, being true, being honest and open about, people going through shit. People are going to lose their shit sometimes. And we could just, slow down, take a beat and say, all right, how do we be helpful? That's, I think the smartest step away is to just step back, actually take a deep breath and say, all right, how do we be helpful? Give the guy whatever he needs, get him to where he needs to be, postpone payment on that check.
Let's first of all, let's freeze this check and then let's see if he needs any help.
I mean, honestly, let's look at it through the eyes of probably the guy that was, coordinating the whole event. He's probably like, fuck.
Oh yeah, he was not happy, but it turned out great. They did a bunch of cool stuff along with the festival. It wasn't just comedy shows at comedy clubs. They also, I didn't get to participate in this because of scheduling, but a lot of the veterans involved went to the VA hospitals just to kind of visit some of the people in there and bring a little joy and laughter to them too. And they said they had a great time doing that.
That's beautiful.
I was sorry that I missed it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, that tells a lot about you. You're not just in it for the laughs. You're there for the actual people. I actually had a great moment going to the VA here in La Jolla, San Diego. A random dude was just walking around the hospital passing out reprints of art that he did, as veterans do when they're in the art space. And he signed it. And,
I see that. Yeah.
And it's so crazy because he signed it and was like, have a beautiful day. And the painting actually looked a lot like my wife, the one that he gave it to. And as we were driving around, we were just like, isn't that weird? And I go, yeah. it's weird, but it's good weird, just people being involved, visiting these hospitals, visiting veterans that are in those spaces that are trying to get through the day. Even the staff, it helps out a lot to connect with the staff, connect with people, because again, it's a team sport, right? Yeah, sure, it's like wrestling. We're all out there wrestling our own matches, but collectively we're trying to contribute to the bigger team. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Man,
that's why I've kind of pigeonholed myself as a comedian into, the military guy, because I can make jokes about anything. I can do dick and fart jokes with the best of them, and relationship jokes, and marriage and having kids and talking about the economy and all of that. And I do, in my act, normal civilian comedy shows all the time, but I really enjoy performing for the troops and for veterans and for helping veterans through laughter, because I know that it helps. It's literally saved my life, and it just feels more fulfilling to do a show for 40 veterans in a VFW in some small town. For me, it feels more fulfilling than playing the Comedy Store with 200 people, and both of those are great. But I just think the former is more valuable to society.
Yeah, of course. And then, but here you are, right? And then here I am, and I'm like, well, let's put those two things together then, right?
Right.
Let's start building that shit up and out, Let's get the full La Jolla Comedy Store booked out, fucking to the brim of all veterans that are looking to do good for each other and with each other, and have everybody swinging dick and flap a vagina in there just gasping for air because they're laughing their asses off because everybody's just killing it. Dead. Right. That's the kind of murder I want to see from now on.
Right, and that's why I want to launch this podcast. I want to display for everybody to see the veteran issues and the veteran perspective, and also the civilian side, because I'm not just a veteran. I'm still a civilian too. I don't get to go to the chow hall and march around anymore. So I want people to be able to look at it and enjoy it and laugh their ass off and learn something from it, civilians and veterans alike.
That's beautiful, man. See, and that's what really got me excited to talk about that. Not just with you, but joining, of course, with ADAX ENT with our network, launching this big thing, creating this big effort together. It's not a for you, it's a for us. And I feel so excited because talking about it now, we're getting closer and closer, to the January launch. Of course, we're being a little bit loose, going to play it loose. We're going to say until March, but yeah, a lot of energy. We want that positive step off where we're building out these shows. We're building out this great intentions for the community. And for you've been wanting to do a podcast, right? We've talked about this. We've talked about this before. And, and it's one of those things where, you have all the right material. You're the right guy for the comedy side of the house. I mean, look at it. You have your stand-up, you have your entire resume. You brought in, you could do political, you could do clean, you can do,
right. I've been doing stand-up comedy for almost 20 years now.
Look at that, right? Now, here's the good and bad, right? When you want to do something new, it's one of those things like, how do I get ahead of that learning curve, right? And when we were talking about it just this past couple weeks, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. This is the perfect gentleman. This is the perfect show. And this is the perfect thing to get behind. Not just, full on in support, but in any kind of way possible where we're rallying together to get not just your handsome face and funny voice out in there, right?
Well, right. Yeah. That's not what I want from it. I mean, I'm not trying to do this to promote myself. I mean, if we do it right, that'll happen naturally. But what I want to do is inspire people to take action in their immediate area, in their small town or in their community, because that's where, I'm a grassroots guy. I think that's where the real change happens, is with yourself, and then you help somebody else with how you helped yourself, and then you two people go help somebody, and then it just kind of snowballs. That's what I'd like to see.
See, that's the beautiful momentum that I want to see too, man. And that's the reason why I got so stoked when we were talking about it, because I go, look, if we do this right, just like you're saying, okay, it doesn't matter because success tends to follow those who are doing it right. And I go, absolutely. You spent 20 plus years in your craft, developing your comedy, your funny bone, right? And I'm over here developing my podcast bone. And I'm like, bro, let's put our two boners together. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Right? Let's get into it.
We got a lot of experience. You've been doing this podcast thing for a very long time. I don't know how long.
About 12.
I've been doing comedy for 5 presidents and 3 wives.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
See, I got the one, and well, minus the presidents, but I still got the one wife, and that's the reason why, I'm doing it for us. I'm doing it for our family. I'm doing it for everybody because, honestly, dude, my wife is one of those diehards. She's my caregiver. She's been my caregiver since 2014. Roughly the same time frame I've been doing the podcasting, right? And it's one of those that when you get good traction around good people, you know it, right? And I'm glad that you bring up, different presidents, different wives, because we get really stuck onto this it has to be this way sometimes mentality that guides us down the wrong path, right? And if we get so what's the word here? It's not lockstep, but when you get so fixed mentally, right? We got to be able to stop that and say, hey, let's create some better future for ourselves here, guys, right? Let's take the Erik Knowles podcast, develop it. Let's get it running. All right, let's get good comedians on there. Let's have him fucking talk about beautiful things that are happening out in his neck of the woods, right? Getting those local community people involved, getting everybody excited about a future. Not just because we're saying so, but because we're doing it too, right? I know you've had that conversation where, we can't get out of our own ways sometimes, right? Simply because, whether it be negative thinking or whether it be, honestly, that's really the kicker for me that I've noticed. I tell myself no, right? Instead of saying, yeah, let me fucking try that shit, I tell myself no. And that's something that I'm excited to get behind, dude. Like, I'm really stoked about it. Dude, that's got to be like so nerve-wracking, right? Like, one, to know that you know what you're doing, but you're still willing to try something new and step into new spaces, try different types of jokes.
Well, yeah, failure is a part of the process for stand-up comedy. I mean, and when it's done correctly, it looks like, hey, this guy's just coming up with all this on the top of his head. Like, we're just having a conversation. That's how I deliver the material. But nobody knows the behind. A lot of people don't know what all goes into it. How many times you have to put it on stage and hear it fail and go back and look at the tape and realize, oh, it's because I said this word wrong, or maybe I could change this word to that. And we tinker with it for weeks sometimes before it's even funny, before it gets that laugh. But as a comedian, we know that the laugh is there. It's somewhere. I'm just not saying it right. I'm not setting it up right, or the punchline is wrong. And I love that. I'm such a nerd for the nuts and bolts of stand-up comedy. I love the process because it reminds me of it's like a metaphor for life. It reminds me that it's okay to make a mistake in my regular life as long as I make a note of it and make a small change so that next time it's a little better. And that applies to mowing the grass, or I'm building a fence in the backyard right now, and I'm not a fence builder, but I'm figuring it out. The first 20 feet of the fence looks like open mic, but it's starting to look like a weekend showcase,
I fucking love it, dude. That's such a great comparative, right? There's so many different ways to tell how to learn lessons in life, right? And that's the reason why I love comedy so much, is because you can take just anything, and the way you break it down is perfect, right? Look at the fence, right? It's a bit of a rough start, but you keep plugging away at it, and you know what, kid? If you trust into the basics, you put your weight into the rope, right, so to speak.
Yeah,
you're gonna get there, and you got to trust the basics, and you got to take those steps, right? And that's the best thing about life. You got to take those steps into the new. You got to take those steps onto that path confidently that's being literally laid in front of us as we speak. It's one of those terrifying actualities of life is when you do something, it tends to come at you at 100%. There's nothing that I think is relatively slow. You either meet the right person or you don't meet the right person. This goes with like friendships. This goes with relationships. This goes with business. It goes with even clients, but it also goes with yourself, right? If you don't check yourself out in the mirror every now and again and go, hey, I do like what that guy's looking like, putting this together and talking this way. I noticed a change in his attitude and his observations and perspectives, right? Like, oh, look at that chest getting out here a little bit more there, boss, there, Jim, there, good guy, there, right? But taking those things and adding them up, those W's, right? Like kids like to say, getting those wins, stacking them up. That's the progress. That's what's going to build our Riz, homie.
Yeah, that's how we be skibbity, bro.
Right? No cap.
Yeah.
No cap.
Nope. We don't want to be mid.
No, we want top shelf, all Lizzie or whatever. Dude, I love.
Yeah, but seriously, with
it.
challenges in my life, I have to remind myself to be brave sometimes, and then I also have to remind myself what bravery is. I heard this somewhere, and it stuck with me. Bravery is not being scared of something. Bravery is being scared of something, but doing it anyway. So I have to remind myself that if I feel apprehensive about, doing something, if I feel scared about it, I have to remind myself, well, that's part of the process of being brave. Exactly. You are scared. So now go do the scary thing, and then you're brave.
Yeah. That's the good stuff right there, dude. Got to drink that shit up every day. And it's true. Like, honestly, it's like, I was just having this great conversation with a couple other guys. Bryan Buckley being one of them. We're launching his show as well with ADAX ENT.
Oh yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. And that the reason why is because of the same thing, that building that confidence into a new space, right? I was telling him a story about when, because I don't think we're going to get him on throughout the weekend. He's a pretty busy guy. But so I was telling him the story about when I proposed to my wife, right? That was a very scary thing, right? So I put it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I put the nugget, right? The nugget. What do they call it? The ring. Okay, I put the ring in my boot, right? And I was like, "Hey, babe, I can't get this thing out of my boot," being all stupid. And she's like, "Okay." She reaches in there, she pulls it out. I'm like, "Oh, will you marry me?" Like, "Oh my god, yeah, yay, okay, right, all happy times." And then I go, "Good, because tomorrow I'm jumping out of a plane." She's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I figured if I could work up enough, balls to propose to her, then I should have enough balls to jump out of the plane with these guys, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So we go into the work, right, the next day, and I'm on my gay ass flight suit, my little brown little flight suit, right? And man, this shit looks like it was spray painted on at this time because I hadn't wore it for a while. This was like 2006 issue.
Nice.
And the guy's like, "All right, cool, put this on." It's like straps or whatnot, and you like shimmy up and you put another set of straps and like a harness or whatnot. I'm like, cool. I've never done any of this before. And then they come over and they're gonna put this really gay looking like condom hat looking thingy. And I'm like, "No, I'm not wearing that. I'm not doing that." And then they were like, "Okay, well, try this one." And I'm like, "Oh, it doesn't fit. My head's too retarded." And they're like, "Yeah, okay, mate, never mind." So I just wear goggles, right? Everybody else is wearing these ridiculous helmets and little like,
nice.
They're ridiculous.
You got out of it?
Oh yeah. My head's really big, so like I get out of a lot of weird stuff with because of my big old head. I'm for real. It's like awkwardly. It's like I'm wide enough.
What size hat do you wear?
Dude, I couldn't tell you. I don't wear hats. It's too big. Like
I think I'm like a 7.5.
Yeah, I would say closer to like 7 and like 39 ninths, 39 ninths.
Nice.
It's just big head.
Unite.
Yeah. So anyways, we're like shuffling in. We're in the plane. I'm taking a nap, whatever. We get out ready to jump. And like he's buckling into me. He's shorter than me and everything. His name Patch. He's a cool kid. And we get out to the little thing, and I'm like, "Oh my
Patch?
God." Yeah, Patch.
His name's Patch?
His name's
Is he
Patch.
back for shoots?
No. So they have riggers, and the way that they set it up is they'll jump all day long, right? And then as soon as they land, they'll have people there with a bunch of like trucks, like, literally U-Hauls, right? And then in the back of the U-Hauls, they have these racks, and they're just like stretching them and repacking them all damn day. It's really cool.
Huh.
It's really cool work, dude. Like, being a corpsman is nuts. But my point to the story was, you get yourself into these situations, right? It's very nerve-wracking. It's scary. I've never jumped out of a plane before. This motherfucker was way too short for me to think at all that he was in control of anything happening, right? And I'm like, yeah. So essentially, he's attached to my back, and I have to get off this plane. And I go, and we did it. For about 5 seconds, I don't know, probably less than that, I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
I was just like, just like, when you get hit really hard when you're a kid and you want to scream, cry, and you can't even do nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then boom, the parachute opens up and my balls, that fucking hurt. I could remember that. It goes, oh, whoop, all of it. All of those whatever straps they said was going to stay here. Nope, they went into my upper body. And it was nice. Psych. And so he was like, all right, mate, we're drifting down to the earth nice and slow. He goes, we have to do an adjustment. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, don't touch nothing, man. I'm attached to you. Like, don't do anything.
Yeah, it's not broke right now.
Exactly. We're totally cool. He goes, no, when we get close to the land, blah, 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 whatever. He had a reason. He knows what he's doing. I don't. And all of a sudden, he pulls a little thingy, and I drop about 6 inches. Okay, the straps just give us an extra space for like 6 inches. And within that 6 inches, I screamed, kicked, grabbed him at any point that I could. I don't know if I reached up or if I reached to the side, but I grabbed every piece of man meat that I could, just screaming like a bitch, because it scared me. I thought, like, dude, this is it. This is how I go. But as soon as we get down to the earth, right, I was like realizing, well, one, sometimes you got to take that leap of faith. You got to ask the hard questions. You got to sometimes show the fact that you're a bitch, scream a little, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that would go through that and not be at least a little bit of a, little screamer. Of course, fuck. But that's kind of the point, right? You take those steps, you try to build up the confidence, you build a support team, right? And that's what we got going on out here, brother. And I'm so excited for you and us, like building up this support team, building up this show, developing it out for us and you and for our community, because next time we're talking, right, we're going to be saying, man, how tight was that to have, this guy on your show, or this episode was aired on this, or that was followed up on this, because it's going to be so fun, man. So much fun.
Can't wait.
So much fun. All right. Well, Eric, do you have any Veterans Days, like, what do they call them? Mottos, sayings, anything you want to get out for them, for us, for Veterans Day?
Any Veterans Day, like, words of wisdom?
Yeah.
No, I ain't the one to ask. I had like 5 Article 15s. I think the Marines know what to do. Hey, I'm more excited about Marine Corps birthday.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, that's... Huh?
I said, hey, yeah. Everybody is, man. See, this is that secret that nobody really talks about. It's like, man, Veterans Day is great, right? But
I won't be getting hammered this year, but
okay.
I can't do that anymore.
That's good.
I already used all my drink tickets and some of yours. Yeah. Yeah, but I'll still be celebrating.
That's good, man. That's a good thing to say too. You don't have to celebrate with alcohol, right? You can celebrate by other means.
Well, I would much rather celebrate with alcohol, but yeah, I can't. Well, all right, man. Well, this has been great. I'm super looking forward to being a part of the team.
All right, everybody. So, yeah, that was me and Erik catching up a bit, of course, about him joining the team with ADAX ENT. We're going to be doing a lot of great stuff with him and, of course, everybody on the network. Now, I wanted to do a special little shout out for this segment because, well, I don't think I'd be here without not only the gentleman, but the company. All right. So I want to give a huge shout out to Podomatic. All right. If you're interested in starting a podcast, if you're a little bit overwhelmed about what it takes or any kind of questions like that, again, reach out to me at the devildoc.talkshow@gmail.com. Attention Podomatic. Okay. The devildoc.talkshow@gmail.com. The devildoc.talkshow@gmail.com. Attention Podomatic. and let me know what your interests are. Are you looking to start a podcast? Are you looking to proliferate your current podcast a bit better, a bit more? Well, hit me up. Again, the DoubleDogTalkShow at gmail.com. Attention, Podomatic. Why? Because Podomatic does things that are very not just cutting edge technology wise, like the technology is cutting edge, of course, but they streamline everything so that it's simplified and effective, where I can get on there, having my limitations, my conditions that I do, and I can hop on Podomatic and I can structure a show that I've been doing now for well over 10 years. Okay. And every single year and every single quarter, I'd say that they're doing something that improves not only their systems but the way that it's integrated. And I could honestly say, as a very happy customer, for the past long years, they're always getting better every year. So do that. Look them up. It's Podomatic.com. If you're looking to learn more, hit me up at the DoubleDogTalkShow at gmail.com. Attention, Podomatic. Again, look up Podomatic.com and give them a listen, like, and share. And be sure to follow their websites, their social media, again, because they always have something interesting coming out, something new. With our new shows and the network that we're developing here with ADAX ENT, we're going to be really diving deep to their resources with Podomatic.com and everything that they offer. Now, a key difference is, again, the platform directories, getting linked up, being proliferated seamlessly, okay? Now, the next thing for a lot of podcasts is, how do I monetize this thing, right? How do I make it beneficial for myself, my listeners, and those who are involved? Well, again, we're not trying to sell you off on everything just yet, so check it out. It's Podomatic.com or the DoubleDogTalkShow at gmail.com. Attention, Podomatic. Let us know if you're interested, because I know you are. That's why you're listening still. But here's another segment for us and the United States Navy veterans. Hoorah, yet, and oh yay. Oh yay, hoo yay. What does it say in the Navy again? Hoo-ah, hoo-yeah, hoo-yeah. You know what it is. Enjoy. All right, everybody. So we got Mike Vinn on the mic. We're talking with Mike because we're doing a Veterans Day special, if you haven't caught on just yet, in between when the last time you heard me talking to now. And I wanted to talk to Mike a bit about what he's got going on, of course, at the Comedy Store in La Jolla, and a bit about himself. So, man, I'll let you just go ahead and spit at us a bit about that.
Well, spit on it?
Yeah, all of it.
Like a little hakatua?
Yeah, I want it. Give me the hakatua.
Well, first and foremost, since it's a Veterans Day post, it's coming out on Monday. Happy belated birthday to the United States Marine Corps.
Happy birthday, bruh.
It's the most important one. And then to everybody else, you can have a date as well. So happy Veterans Day to the rest of the team. Otherwise, it's me. It's Mike Vinn. Your favorite Marine Corps, former Marine stand-up comedian and the San Diego region. So
that's right.
So, yeah.
That's right.
Here I am.
There he is.
I am.
There he is. Now, the reason why we're talking today to you guys on the internets and wavelengths that you're hearing us in your ears, your ear canals, sending it right down into your auditorial synaptic response in your brains. We're doing this because two things. One, it's Veterans Day weekend. Okay. So there you go. Happy Veterans Day. Two, of course, it's the Marine Corps birthday, the bigger of the 2 days, right? But three, we have a couple things going on that we wanted to talk about. The bigger one, of course, is the Toy For Tots. We want to talk about Toy For Tots because, yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's the bigger one. It's
like
just as important. I love it. It's my annual show that I put on every year at the La Jolla Comedy Store. So on a Thursday, December 12th, is my 12th or 13th annual. The only year that we missed was pandemic year because we weren't allowed to. But yeah, otherwise every year for about 12, 13 years, I've been doing a benefit show for Toys For Tots. Basically, I'm pulling favors from a bunch of different headliners and stuff, and we all do a show, and admission is a new unwrapped toy. There's Marines on hand in dress blues collecting all the donations. It's, the club is decorated for Christmas, and it's like an annual Christmas tradition. Like, some people have come to me and have said the Christmas season doesn't start for us until we go to Toys For Tots.
See what I mean? And you're trying to undersell that. That's a big day. I love it.
It's a thing. It's a thing. So yeah. So if anybody's in the San Diego area and you want to come out to a great show, James P. Connolly is on it. He's also a former Marine that tours the country doing stand-up comedy. My boy Joe Sib, Dean Del Rey, Patrick DeGear, myself, we're all doing it. So we've got people who've been on Comedy Central, Netflix, Gotham Comedy Live, you name it, they've been on it. And it's going to be a really, really, really fun show.
That sounds like a party.
Yeah.
December 12th. December 12th.
Yeah, Thursday, December 12th. So mark your calendars, go out, get your toys. If you can't, you can always just, buy a ticket and all the proceeds go to the Toys For Tots organization. But it's a lot more fun if you actually go out and you pick out some toys for some kids. You know what I mean? Like, you get because I get excited about it when I'm going out shopping because I bring toys. I don't have to, but I do it.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's such a beautiful time of the year. You feel inspired, right? You get a nice little toy for a kid, little boy, little girl, whoever. And man, that's my favorite time of the year. Christmas is one of my most favorite time of the years, and Toys For Tots has always been one of my favorite, not just fundraisers, but what's the word we want to say here? Moral-based foundations where you get to just brighten a child's day with a simple gift. Of course, during Christmas, but it's something that we can all do. We can take a little time out of our day, take a gift, enjoy a show, connect as a community on a different level, but also on a level of spirit, bringing that season alive, that Christmas time, boys, yeah. I mean, it's fucking so much fun.
It's the ultimate Secret Santa. And then here's a few things about the Toys For Tots organization that people don't necessarily know. That if they share toys with the other regions. So say we have a bunch of toys that were collected in San Diego for a boy age 8, to 10 or something like that. And they're lacking that in Phoenix. Whatever we have left over and over here in San Diego will go to Phoenix, and then vice versa. So if there's teenagers need stuff over in Albuquerque and Chicago has an abundance of them, they're going to send their, you know what I mean? So it's not like, so your toy could end up in Washington, D.C. Who knows? But that's something really cool. Also, if you are a cash donator, if you donate cash to it, then the Marines themselves get to go out and go to Toys R Us, or no, Toys R Us is gone. I'm old.
I know. Man.
But they get to go out and spend the money to go buy the toys that are needed. So whatever they need for whatever age group, say it's a toddler, then they'll go out and buy a bunch of toys for toddlers and stuff. So
that's so beautiful, dude. And that's such a beautiful age. I'm not trying to discredit any other age, but toddlers, man, that's just a beautiful age. They're just so unique. I remember that with my kids, my boys, man, when they're going through that little, it's like 2 through 5, right? 2 through 6, whatever. Maybe it's just 2 to 3, but I think they're still little babies to me. I can't not see them as a little baby. But it's just, just seeing them play with toys, it's just reminds you of all the goodness in life and
the imagination that comes out. No, it's super good.
Oh, that's so heartwarming. So that's Toys For Tots. That's December 12th and Thursday. It's a Thursday. in La Jolla Comedy Store, in, of course, La Jolla, California. So if you guys are in the area, do stop by. If you are not in the area, do make a cash donation to your Toys For Tots, your local Toy For Tots. Of course, we have a preference. We like to go out to the La Jolla Comedy Store for our Toy For Tots.
Yeah, when we see how many toys get raised every year, it feels great. Just packing up everything afterwards and just trying to fit all the boxes of toys into like a SUV or something. It's insane.
Could you imagine getting pulled over by a cop with all those toys? What are you, the Grinch? No, I'm the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So that is one of the big things that are coming up with Mike Vinn. What is another big thing coming up with Mike Vinn? Mike Vinn?
Oh, it's the little project that we are working on together. We're putting together a little docu-series and trying to get that thing up and running. So this is more or less like a little teaser about it, depending on how long it takes us to get it finished and where it ends up going and all that other good stuff and all the funding that might come through. So, hey, by the way, also, if you feel like funding, you can always reach out and toss a couple of ducats our way to help get this thing launched. But it's I guess the working title is Heroes, The Untold Stories.
Yes, sir.
And so basically,
rolls right off your tongue so well.
Right off my tongue. But what we're doing is we're taking all the different citations of people who won Medals of Valor. So Medal of Honor, Navy Cross, Army Cross, Air Force Cross, the Silver Star winners, all those. And what we want to do is we want to make a documentary series where everybody gets their own episode. So we want to talk to if the person who won the award, if our veteran that has won the award is still alive, we'd like to talk to them. The person who wrote it, the citation or the recommendation, we want to read the citation. We want to, get some some reenactment going on for what actually happened. Maybe a witness that was there, maybe a historian. So it's a big project that we're trying to put together. And when it comes out, it's going to be great. So stay tuned for that. And if anybody's looking to invest in something like that, you can hit us up. You can hit up Joey. You can hit me up at Mike Vinn Comic on all my social media and just shoot me a message and we can go from there. Or you can shoot me an email, mike@comedystore.com. And
See, and that's the perfect thing we could do. We can help little kids and we can help each other. Look at that. The 1-2 punch.
Right.
See, look at this. I love the beginning of this season because now we get to focus in on two big things, okay? Inspiring a little guy, a little girl with Christmas, and then we get to inspire others and each other with not just the powerful message of these heroes, the untold stories of, right? The reason why is because now we can actually stand up and do something for ourselves and share with a powerful message, a mission, and then now again look at the potentials, right? We're talking about connecting the dots between not just a community and a culture, but from those who served in the biggest ways and were recognized for the biggest challenges and awarded the biggest, I want to say not just awards, but recognized for their biggest and most important actions, whether it be something that is of valor or something that was just absolutely above and beyond. I think that's a very powerful thing to talk about right now, especially given the past few years, right? Like you were talking about missing Toys For Tots in the past 12 or 13 years, right? I think we should give them the mulligan there, guys. What do you think? Just say we all 13 straight, right?
Why not?
Yeah. I would. But that's the most powerful thing we could be doing is inspiring a little sense of hope, a little bit of gratitude in each other, and definitely walking these paths together confidently, right? Man, I'm so stoked. So, Mike, do we got anything else going up on maybe Veterans Day weekend this week? I don't know, man. I'm just throwing it out there. Do you have anything else?
So this week, actually on Tuesday, I'll be at the Belly Up. I'm performing with Adam Ray and Craig Robinson. And then Thursday, anybody in Orange County, I'll be at the Brea IMPROV with Vicky Barbalak. So, yeah.
Nice, dude. That's a busy week.
So, yeah, I stay busy.
That's perfect. All right, then, man, we'll let you get back to your busy life. Thank you for tuning in to this veteran special, and tune in for the next segment coming up right now. All right, everybody. So as a wrap up for today, I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of our Veterans Day special here at the Devil Dog Talk Show with great guests like Erik Knowles and Mike Vinn. We got amazing projects we're putting together with. And you know what? It's just inspiring because, again, with gentlemen like Mike and Erik, you know, the community is definitely in good hands when it comes to not just comedy, but heart and passion. We are working on a lot of different projects. And as you tuned in and heard throughout today's special, with a lot of great people. So I just want to wrap it up with today's segment. And what does ADAX ENT and the Devil Dog Talk Show mean to us in our community and, of course, in our network? So to me specifically, ADAX ENT is the culmination of about 12 years worth of art and creation of the Devil Dog Talk Show. And last year we reached out to very few great people and started a network within podcasting alone. And as that grew, and it definitely did, we realized that there's going to be a lot more growth and space to create when we dive into bigger projects. So that's what me and Mike did. We're doing this huge project. Of course, it's called the Heroes Untold Stories of, right? And the way we want to roll it out and the way we want to introduce it to the world is at that standard of absolute professionalism. Now, with that doesn't mean that we're limited or to just big projects, right? With ADAX ENT, we want to help everybody. We want to help everybody that wants to be involved in our creation, whether it's podcasts, certain things like that, or whether it's the fact that you have an idea or a concept that you want to proliferate into the space of podcasting. Maybe it's podcasting, maybe it's not. Maybe it's storytelling, maybe it's creative writing. Well, whatever it is, if you want to end up on the airwaves of any waves, if you want to be involved in this kind of space, give us a call. Give us a reach out on their email, actually, I should say. I always say give me a call, but we're changing up the format. So shoot us an email. It's called thedevilDogTalkShow@gmail.com. Again, thedevilDogTalkShow@gmail.com. And just say, hey, attention, ADAX ENT. If you're interested in setting up a podcast, if you're interested in a bigger vision project, whether it be film, whether it be docuseries, whether it be short form content or long form content, if it's marketing you need, hit us up. We have a great team of people that we're going to be putting together some amazing resources for our communities, as well as, of course, everybody in the ADAX ENT network. And again, throughout the show, we've sprinkled and highlighted each one of them, but I'm going to go through now specifically. Let me catch my breath. Specifically. So yeah, today we were talking with Erik Knowles. Okay. We talked with Erik Knowles. He's going to be launching his podcast with us at ADAX ENT. It's going to be a great project that's going to be able to unify and bring our community together through his vision. Next is Mike Vinn. Of course, with Mike Vinn, we have this bigger project of the Heroes Untold Stories of, right? And that's going to be an amazing project. But also, Mike has a great ability to put on a great show. So make sure you tune into his show this coming Tuesday and Thursday. That's Tuesday and Thursday. That's Tuesday at the Belly Up and Thursday at the Brea IMPROV. Okay. Now, next we have Shawn Dickens as a Marine called Doc. We're putting together his podcast, but he's also our main guy to go to for social media and public relations. So check out his stuff. It's a Marine called Doc, Shawn Dickens. And again, we got Chris Renfro. Chris Renfro is a great guy. I've known him since boot camp. If you just started listening, you know that. So it's an amazing story between him and I, and what he's got going on with Prodigal Sons and his guide that they're building out on Instagram and YouTube and everything. So we're excited about that one. We're also super excited about SFH Presents, a 1 1/3 podcast. With them, we have a great team of not just, again, a fellow corpsman and Marine, but we have a great team of gentlemen with entrepreneurial spirit with SFH and their clothing line and their merchandise and their entire image and logo design everything that you could really want if you really want to get into that space. So let's hit them up at SFH Presents 1 1/3 podcast. So 1 1/3 podcast. That's Lance Price, Tyler Southern, and Zach Polk. Now moving on, we also have, we're okay. Oh yeah, here we go. Bryan Buckley. We have Bryan Buckley. He's going to be joining on an ADAX ENT. We're going to be stepping out and developing his podcast. And what he brings to the table is just a absolute, I don't know what it's a picture perfect world for me, where we're taking care of guys and girls, and we're taking care of people through a nonprofit, what they got set up. It's called the Battle Brothers Foundation. And again, we're utilizing our entrepreneurial spirit with the Hellman Valley's Grow Company. But through that, we also have that research that we really want to lead and be the tip of the spear of. Well, let's get our veterans the type of medicine that they're looking for and getting them that quality of life that they're deserving of. Also, before I forget, Brady Pesola. That's right. You know him from the Gray Man Project. He's been featured on a lot of different podcasts. He brings a great sense of philosophy, not only to life, but as a human being that is a Marine Corps veteran that does all this executive level protection stuff. And he's looking to develop a beautiful show with us at ADAX ENT as well. So make sure you give him a listen, like, and follow. And his Instagram is Gray Man Project. That's Brady Pesola. Let me think. Do I got a couple more? Maybe, let me check. So I think that is about it, people. I almost forgot. Jerod Napier. That's right, at Rising Ridge. Don't forget to check out Jerod Napier and risingridge.org. Yeah, they got a lot of, again, advanced medicines, different techniques of healing and modalities that we should be looking into as a community. So yeah, that's ADAX ENT in a nutshell. If you want to learn more about what we have going on and what we provide for our network, give us a call, or here we go again, give us an outreach to the Devil Doc Talk Show at gmail.com. I'm used to saying give us a call, but that is having to fade away, sadly enough, because of the size that we're getting and the type of outreach that we're creating. So focus in on that, people. The Devil Doc Talk Show at gmail.com. Attention, ADAX ENT. Any kind of message you want. Say, hey, I love what you're doing. I hate what you're doing. Stop it. Or anything like that. If you want to join the team, let us know. If you're investors, if you want to actually help us create this vision that we have, please do reach to us at the Devil Doc Talk Show, gmail.com. Again, attention, ADAX ENT. And again, we're just so grateful to have this opportunity to present to you guys, our listeners, who've been listening for about 12 years now going on. And also our people that have literally dedicated their lives to our veterans community and the veterans themselves, their families. Again, I want to say happy birthday to the Marine Corps, because I am recording this on the birthday of the United States Marines. Yut, and all that good stuff. Make sure you guys tune in to all our other shows coming up soon. And also give a listen, like, and share of all our guys on the network, the ADAX ENT network. And as well as reach out to the Devil Doc Talk Show at gmail.com and give us a question, drop us a line if you're interested. Attention at ADAX ENT. All right, so we're going to go crack open a beer and smoke a joint or two in celebration of the Marine Corps birthday. If you're having a good old time, drop us a listen, like, and a share, and be sure to, follow up. Follow up, man. That's the key ingredients to all this good life. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
This land is your land, and this land is my land. From the California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. As I went a-walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway, saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. All around me a voice was sounding, this land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, then I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling. The voice was chanting as the fog was lifting, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, and this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. When the sun comes shining, then I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, the dust clouds rolling, the voice coming chanting, and the fog was lifting, this land was made for you and me.
Internet, hello. This is Irish number 4, and then he's a fin number represent Irish number 6, because he has me for shit.
Well, I need to